Hello, my name is Oliver and I am 18 years old and I'm a self-improvement who teaches you how to become 1% better every single day. So if you want to become part of this journey, then go down and click the subscribe button. So anyway, the difference between an asset and a liability will actually make the difference between you making maybe 10,000 and $1 million a month. It can actually go that high in numbers. So the difference between an asset and a liability is, think about it like this. An asset is where you are getting money in your pocket. And liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. And let me come with some examples here. So an asset could, for example, be a house. The reason why, because you maybe think a house, but you use money on a house, right? And often you get loans and all this. How is that profitable? Let me tell you how. And house, if you buy a house, the value of the house will increase over the time. So let's say that you're smart and you buy a house when the market is low and people are struggling with selling, for example, the house that they want to sell. Then you can use that opportunity to maybe get that house for a cheap price, which means that when the market comes back, the house will rise in value. And now you can maybe sell it for a lot of profit. That is why a house is an asset. You can also rebuild the house, so you invest some money into it so that it increases even more in value. That is why people are getting so rich from doing real estate, which is buying houses and selling them and all this, right? And a liability could, for example, be a car. The reason for why a car is different from a house is because a car, the more the car is used, the more it decreases in value. So if you use a car, often, like if you buy a car, right, a month after, it will already have been decreased like 100,000. No, that's my currency. Like maybe for you it will be like $15,000, right? It's just crazy how much it just decreases over time, because the more you have driving with it, the less valuable it is. So that's why a car is a liability. That's why so many people are poor. People just want the best car, but often they get loans of this. Plus, when they sell the car again, it has been decreased in value by like, $50,000, maybe even more. It depends on the price of the car, of course, right? But it's just crazy how it can change so much. Already the Tesla, for example, from I think 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, it was valued at $500,000 in my currency, and now it's dropped with 100,000. So like it's a big decrease, right? Like 20%, and it's just amazes me people don't know this, and that's why I'm teaching you, because I want to keep you from being poor. So that's the difference between an asset and a liability. Now I want you to think about an example about what another asset could be and what another liability could be. Because if you know the difference, you're gonna become very wealthy. Trust me, boy. So I will just say another example and let's see if we hit it the same. Investing. If you was thinking about investing, then you're absolutely right. Investing is exactly an asset, because you invest some money where it will increase over time. Of course, it depends on what you invest in. But let's say you invest in an S&P 500, a kind of safe thing to invest in, right? Then it will actually increase with like 8 to 10% every year. That's crazy. So that is an asset, investing, usually. And then we have another liability, which could be, there's a lot of things that are a liability. Even a girl could be a liability. It depends on if you have a girl who is actually supportive and supports you, or if she's just, a gold digger who just wants you for the money and she just expects you to buy everything for her, right? Then she's a liability. But another example of a liability could be a computer. A computer is also a thing that decreases in value over time. The same with an iPhone. An iPhone is also and liability. But what we have to remember here is that it's very important to have a computer and a telephone for like business, right? But it just means that you shouldn't buy a new phone every time there comes a new iPhone out, right? Only buy when you need it to. That's the difference that you gotta know. But that's the difference between an asset and a liability. I really hope this helped. And now you can think about how you can buy assets yourself. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you learned something. And again, go down and click the subscribe button if you want to become part of the self-improvement community here. I know I'm not that big right now, but we are gonna become big. So why not just join now? So see you, bro.